Andre, you're clearly dealing with highly valuable items which are desirable and can be resold on the black market. I just sort of wondered, what do you consider to be the threat? Is there a real life Hudson Hawk, Thomas Crown affair, people trying to come in and steal the artwork? Or is it more vandals you're worried about? Or where do you consider the threat to come from?
Our valuation for our collection changes on a day-to-day basis. Generally accepted it's between 5.5 and $6 billion. We only display 2 to 3% of our value, of our collection, and that's about 73% of the value of the collection itself. So over $4 billion on the walls. What we're most concerned about is damage to the collection. Now I can have 40 or 50 security officers on any given day. I've got my 300 odd CCTV cameras, I've got a type 1 alarm system, but none of that will stop you coming in tomorrow and going up and putting your finger through blue poles, which is worth 350 million. My concern really is that damage, and anyone who really wants to do it can. What happens really though is that more works of art are damaged by staff than by any member of the patron, and that is simply because we've got a requirement to move it and try and care for it where possible, but it's not an easy thing to do, and every time we move a work of art there is a small amount of damage that's done to it. The biggest threat to the National Gallery of Australia, and arguably for all cultural institutions, is the threat that Australia is facing at the moment, which is that radicalised lone actor. Now we have 1,500 school children on average that come to our organisation per week. We have an attendance that hovers around 700,000 to 1 million per year, which is really not a great deal when it comes to National Gallery of Victoria or even National Gallery of New South Wales. That one person who comes in and is committed to causing trouble, even if they don't hurt someone, they're going to cause an economic detriment to Australia with what we have hanging on the walls. And that's really what is of most concern to us. The artwork, sure, it's irreplaceable, but at the end of the day, it's paper, it's wood, it's steel, it's not people. And we do our best to look after it, but it's the fact that we've got a draw card that brings thousands of people to us that is a concern for us in this current climate. We can't close the doors, we can't put metal detectors, we can't search bags, we can't have all of those things that people would do in an increased threat environment. We just remain open 7 days a week. We do what we can to look after the art and ensure the safety of patrons and staff, but it's not an easy thing to do. It's very difficult to reconcile.